Here live with Mike, motherfucking Khaos. You already know who it is. So Mike Khaos is a Fort Worth rapper. Been doing shows, putting out records for like how long now?
At least a decade, I'd say.
At least a decade. This dude has been doing the thing, exactly what you're supposed to do, right here in the Fort Worth. Howdy, Payton. Thank you for joining. So yeah, we're gonna get off to the start of asking questions. All right. So I really want to, this is a new kind of thing. I want to interview established artists, people who are putting out records, people who are doing shows, actively, and starting, of course, with Mike Khaos. He's a fucking friend, a pal, a good dude. This dude does everything to 110%. And I think he's a great first guest as far as a Twitch channel.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
You already know him. You've seen him live on the questions and answers for Cosmos and Chaos, a record we did together. He's done a couple things on here before. He actually did my first what's it called, Q&A with my Sick Harvest Magna record too.
Yeah,
because you were featured on there.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Automoniker, yeah, look.
Automoniker, shout out Automoniker.
Shout out Automoniker.
Shout out all the people watching on Instagram.
Shout out IG.
We're doing a live interview on Twitch right now.
Yep. So if you want to get in on the conversation, go over to Twitch too. We got a chat live over there. So other than that, you can just chill and listen. But we're gonna be talking about Mike. We're gonna get in depth with Mike's career so far. Another thing is I want to get these artists while they're young, while they're hungry, while they're doing the dang thing, grinding on the underground circuit and putting in the work, and that way I can say they were on my show before they were ever on Hip Hop DX and all of those other shows, you know what I'm saying? So when you see Mike there, just remember where you saw him first and all that.
Xavier said, what's good, X?
Xavier, that's the dude that saved my life. Yeah, so next week we'll have Automoniker on here too, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, let's get into it. First question I want to ask you, Mike, and this is going to be like centered towards Mike, so I'm going to give you the floor for the most of this. First question.
I'm scared.
Well, yeah, first let's just talk about the first instance you ever picked up a pen, put it to paper, wrote some lyrics.
Whew.
What was the beat? Do you remember the beat? Where you found it? The vibe?
First time I picked up pen and paper, I want to say that was around 2008, maybe 2009. It was definitely right around the time Drake came out, because the thing that stood out to me was that he rapped in song, and not a lot of people actually do that. There's only a select few rappers who were doing that before Drake.
That's true.
And Andre 3000 being one of them. But
Okay.
yes, I'm sure it was to a Drake song, and it probably sounded like Drake because that's who I was influenced by at the time.
Oh, yeah. So, Drake, so how old were you then?
I want to say I was 13, either 13 or 12.
Hell yeah. So, okay, I know that there's like a cross like between wrestling and hip hop for you. Like at one point you were diehard wannabe wrestler, and I know you as long as I've known you, I know you rapping has been your thing. So, did you ever want to combine these two? Which one came first, and when did you decide that rapping was the direction you want to go?
Whew. Man. Okay. Basically, the way I started off rapping, my mom used to write raps. She used to write songs in her journal, and I would always read her journals as a kid. I would always get into her journals without her even knowing, and I would just read all her raps, and I thought that was pretty cool.
That's dope. Because
I had never seen a woman actually like write stuff down or rap at all before that, like except on TV.
Right.
But that was pretty cool, and wrestling was always a love of mine since day one, since the first time I touched the Nintendo 64. Wrestling was one of the first games I got on there.
Hell yeah.
But it'd be cool as hell to one day like somehow mix those two together.
Hell yeah.
If I could get like featured on a wrestling show, get my music featured, or wrestle on a wrestling show and come out to my own theme music.
Yo.
Now that'd be sick.
See, that's why we stay in shape. We be hitting the gym. We trying to stay in shape. I got free weights over here. That's why we stay in shape. In case WWE or AEW, whatever's hot in the streets, wants a guest spot with some rappers, we're here. Let them know, all right?
Out here.
And we already got, I already got like a little bit of hookup in the business. You already know. So I dabbled a little bit. You already know our history, where that goes. But that's not something I talk about a lot here. But I know it was like important to you. And I always thought, you know, you have the build, you're tall as fuck. You're like a WWE dream guy, honestly, in a lot of ways. And so, you know, I could always say that. And, you know, you see celebrities like Machine Gun Kelly, Jon Stewart even doing spots in WWE. So why not, you know?
Yeah, let me gain about 30 pounds. I'll be ready.
205 Live. Wait,
right.
Anymore,
For real.
Yo, but, yeah, hell yeah, dude. Let's get to these deep questions then. Okay, so other than your own live show, what's the best show you've ever been to like see?
Damn, that's a very good question. Best show I ever been to, it had to be. I went to see Logic in 2015, and I think that was one of the best shows I've ever been to, because the way he interacts with the crowd is different than what other rappers do. He actually includes like everyone in the crowd as if they're a part of the set too. And the way he raps fast and does different things, and the lights and the music, the production, everything is just on point the entire time.
Yeah, it was like a spectacular.
It was like a whole experience. He has a song called City of Stars, and the whole place, the lights went out and everyone put the lights up on their phone. And so it looked like the place was hella lit just from everyone's phone. And it was like a whole different experience for me because I've never seen anything like that.
That's pretty dope, dude. I love that. Did someone just clip? I feel like someone just clipped. I saw something happen over here.
What y'all got going on?
Y'all clipping my shit? Yeah, that's bars right there.
Mike drinking the mics. That's Brandon right there. Yes, sir. Nah, for real.
Who said this?
Big Brandon. Let's go. Otter Moniker said that.
That's hilarious. Mike drinking the mics. That's branding right there. It's not sponsored. We already established this. Not sponsored.
Right.
Whoever the sponsor was the first ad you saw coming in today. That's who the sponsor is. I don't know who they are. They decided that for themselves. So yeah, Logic, man. Big lights. It was a big venue, like stadium.
Yeah, it was a pretty big. You ever been to the Bomb Factory?
Yes.
In Dallas.
That's where the best show I've ever been to.
Really?
Was at. It was
the Bomb Factory. They know what they're doing down there. Shout out the Bomb Factory, by the way. Very good venue.
Right. They're just called the Factory now, by the way.
They changed their name?
Yeah, they just changed the name to just the Factory. The Factory at Deep Ellum.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But you can see right here on this Jawbreaker poster, that's where I went to see them for the first time. It says the Bomb Factory still on there in 2019.
That's pretty nice.
You know, yeah, that's a great venue, dude. Like, I've seen, you know, Jawbreaker there, it was like 50, 60 people. And then the next time I ever went there was, I think it was Jacob Collins. No, it was Alt J. It was Alt J and Portugal the Man, a dual headlining show, and it was a sold out arena. I was like, I've never been into a sold out stadium before. I watch a lot of underground stuff.
Right.
Yeah, Alt J. Yeah. She was there. She was at both of those, Jawbreaker and Alt J. Yeah, I have this Jawbreaker tattoo. Normally it's the 4 Fs, and some guy stopped me at the Jawbreaker show, and he was like, So have you seen them live like 3 times, and you just go get a new F every time that you see them live? And I was like, nah, it's a combination tattoo. Like, it's just funny.
Nice.
But yeah, dude, live shows, man. So
they are fun.
Hell yeah,
it's a whole different experience, especially when you're used to performing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see how other people like approach getting on stage and doing their own thing.
Most definitely. So, is there anything from the Logic show that you want to take to your own performances that you're really inspired by, or any ideas you had?
Always interacting with the crowd. Always moving around on the stage. Because a lot of people, when they rap, they like to stay in one spot. They stay in one spot and rap the whole time. And I'm like, everyone gets bored after the first 30 seconds.
Exactly.
You got to move around and use the stage to your advantage.
Most definitely. That's words of wisdom right there. Bowser, what's going on? How's it going?
What's up, Bowser?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you ain't gotta tell me that, because you already know I started in bands, punk, and playing metal shows and stuff like that. And what we call them, you know, Otter Moniker and Pretty Boy Floyd, aka Kuma, we call them cardboard cutouts. You know what I'm saying? They stand in one spot, and with a band, normally it's like the bass is over here and you're attached to your stuff. The guitar's over here, you're attached to your stuff. So people don't want to like intersect and mix cables and all that stuff like that. But there's still a way. If you're conscious and cognizant of what's going on the stage, move around and do
Right.
something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
People
at
want
least
to
move
show.
your arms around.
Right. Even in videos, like sometimes these metal bands in music videos, they'll just straight up just be staring at the fretboard, standing in one spot. It's
Right.
like, don't you want to perform? Like, you're a performer, right?
And the art of performing is dying because a lot of people are blowing up and they're not really saying much in their songs, so they try and make up for it on stage, but it's like it's not coming out the way you thought it would because
Mannequins.
you're not saying anything at all. Fucking mannequins.
Fucking mannequins, exactly.
Fucking mannequins.
I
And
see.
then you got the people that rap with all their vocals playing in the background so loud you can't even hear if they're rapping it or not. You can't even tell if they're lip syncing it or not.
Let's get that one more time. People in the back. Y'all in the back hear that?
For all the people in the back, you can have a
I
little
swear.
backtracking, but if you got the words to every song playing in your entire set, what's the reason of performing at all? We could have streamed it at home.
Could have streamed at home. You're standing in one spot. Your vocals are loud as hell on the track. We can't hear what's going on. Like,
Mixing's terrible.
the mixing's terrible, and I'll admit I'm guilty of that. You know, it took me a minute to get some mixes right for the stage, but yo, it's all about improving yourself. You know.
Yeah, it's all about noticing and then improving. But if you know your shit sounds bad and you keep going out there and making people sit through that, it's like, why? You don't take your craft seriously.
No, exactly.
Those
yeah.
are the people that just do it for fun and whatnot.
So okay, so I'm gonna use that to segue into another thing I was gonna probably talk about later, but let's go ahead and talk about it now. AI music, all right. Everybody knows about the Drake song, and there's like Kanye one, Eminem, sing about cats or some shit like
I've
that.
heard a lot of them.
So here's the thing. Here's my thoughts, and I'm gonna let you weigh in on your shit. But so far, here's what I've been thinking is, I think the use of AI technology, as far as like using it to mix, master, and even autotune and everything else, it's all a tool, right?
Right.
And then you use it as writing. You know, you put in ChatGPT, write a good verse about blah. You have one good line, write a good verse about one good line, and then put out its full verse. You know what I'm saying? You could take this, you could whittle it down, you can alter it. You know what I'm saying? You can make your own art out of this AI, right?
Right.
But here's the thing: since it's going to be so easy, I think that live performance is gonna come back. If all the drums on all the rock records are fake, if all the guitars on rock records are fake, if all the vocals and the background vocals and the ad libs and everything on rap records are fake, the beats and everything is like completely done by a computer, what's left for the humans to do is perform, actually do it. So even if you have full AI records making songs, you know that there's gonna be a draw and there's gonna be a need for people to see perform live music. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I feel like if AI technology rises, that's also gonna rise live performance. That's just my opinion. Like just vicariously, because people are gonna yearn for that human touch. You know, everything's perfect on the grid. Sounds like robots. Robots did it.
Right.
Eventually, we're gonna need that live performance, and I feel like things are gonna go back to like they were in the 1910s, 20s, 30s, where people were just playing on their porches, you know, chicken picking and all that kind of thing.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know if you had any thoughts. Like AI is pretty big right now.
I want to say in that same sense of what you just said, that people will listen to AI so much they'll want to hear someone actually perform. I want to say that music, mainstream music at least, is at a point right now where no one is really saying anything at all. You turn on the radio, no one's saying anything unless it's about sex, drugs, money, the top three right there. You see women, they're not really rapping about anything except they coochie and whatnot, twerking. And like everyone gets tired of it, and I feel like eventually real rap will actually come back because people will get tired of listening to everyone talking about the same things. It's like, okay, where's the real stuff at? People will wake up eventually.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, the same thing. Comedy industry is so saturated that people are going to gravitate towards watching a real person on a real stage, and it makes sense, you know, because like where else are you going to get that? If everything sounds so robotic, then where else are we going to get that human connection and just like to see the art, see it for the art of it?
Right.
Yeah.
And who's to say they haven't been using AI this whole time?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
no one's new.
Yeah.
Like people have been getting their stuff written by AI. Who Who knows if they've been doing that this entire time?
See, and that's the funny thing that you say that, because the same exact thing happened with autotune. Autotune was first popularized by Cher, right? With Do You Believe in Love? Whatever, I forgot. Do
Was it really?
Believe in life after love?
I didn't.
That was like
know
the
that.
first instance of autotune on a mainstream pop song that sold millions. Blah blah blah.
Oh.
And then that's when the technology came out, and everybody's like, "What did you do to her voice?" And other producers started using it, buying it, and figuring out how to use it for their pop artists. And then that led to the early 2000s pop and early 2000s pop punk and every other genre after T-Pain. You know what I mean? Like everybody started using it once T-Pain started using it. And
yeah, pretty much. T-Pain and Kanye West.
Right.
They were like the originators in rap of autotune.
Yeah, the originators, the innovators.
Yeah. And then a decade later, now everyone uses that shit.
Now it's standard. Everybody's got it. Whether it's you're using it as a pitch correction where you're just trying to fine tune everything, or you're using it as an instrument where you're T-painting it.
Right.
Everybody's using it. And but here's the thing a lot of people don't know is autotune existed for at least 4 or 5 years before it came out to the public. And producers were using it and not saying shit. This was like high level, like almost Illuminati level of, they're just that really good of a singer. Yeah. What are you talking about?
That makes a lot of sense.
Right. And so AI coming out and now it's available to the public. Who knows that these most recent, like the last 4 years of Drake songs haven't already been AI written and AI produced,
Especially his, because they sound so good, you can not even tell the difference.
Honestly, I haven't heard a Drake song since 2009. So I could not even
That's
tell
when
you.
He was still killing shit. But yes, I heard AI on TikTok that sounds exactly like Drake. It was indistinguishable, like word for word. You would not be able to tell.
Really?
If someone else did that, or if it was him.
That's insane. So I've been waiting because I want to do like a reaction video. I haven't heard any AI songs like Eminem, Drake, or any of them. And I've been waiting because they took him off.
I've seen a whole collection.
Really?
Yeah.
Like Ghost Rider, right? Is the main dude doing
I saw that guy. He did a couple of them too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the what's it? The concern has basically been about likeness. You know what I'm saying? You can't use a celebrity likeness. You can't use whatever. You can't portray a celebrity or a person, even a normal person's likeness, because of what's it called, like chances of defamation and yada yada yada, right?
Oh yeah.
And so now it's getting to the point where, do we have to add the voice in? Do we have to add technique in? Do we, cadence and just all these different things, preferences? Do all these count as likeness? Because it's art, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's art, and who really owns it,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Painted Crusader said, "Put the AI in the wheelchair, see how it acts." That's a Degrassi reference.
Oh, I see. Okay, with Drake, that's hilarious. Like, TikTok comedians are going to kill internet comedy and meme culture. Music is the same way. Got so overproduced. People are going to want raw shit. That's why lo-fi got a huge bump, and that's true. That's all bars. Yep. That's all legit bars right there. Most definitely, because we want that raw, that uniqueness. And the thing is, AI can't perform. And like when you see a good performance, it
separates the real from the fake.
It so much separates
real
the real
quick.
from the fake. Here's the thing, and another thing about this, I heard of Bad Bunny because he was like the number 1, 2, 3 artist on Spotify. He blew up on TikTok. I never went out to listen to his music, yada yada yada. Then, so I watch every episode of SNL, and I watch all the live performance at SNL. So then he was going to be on SNL. I was like, okay, he's one of the most streamed artists of all time. One of the worst live performances I've ever seen. It was like like Bad Bunny has never been on a stage in his life. Oh my God. And that makes sense because it was after that I found out he blew up on TikTok, and that most of his shit is just he produces shit and he makes songs. So he probably really hasn't been on a stage. Right. But I mean, like,
he did come out of nowhere.
Like, these artists are getting huge and viral off of just like the songs and the visuals that go along with it and the content that goes along with it. Yeah. That the actual performance of the art has fallen to the wayside. And there's no better example than seeing Bad Bunny on SNL. And I could not find a redeeming quality. Like, it's not like the song was bad, but it was just a bad performance. Like, he was like looking down the whole time. He didn't seem confident. He wasn't present. He wasn't there with the audience. He was just trying to make sure he didn't fuck up his shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's a lot of people out here like that.
Mm-hmm.
Their actual recorded music sounds better than when they perform, and I'm like, where's the energy you had when you were recording this song?
Yeah.
Because it's not here on stage right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing is like what one of the big advices that I heard was like, memorize your lyrics before you go into the studio. And I've seen you write like literally right there and then do the song and record it in the same day, which is amazing. Like Mike is the only one I've seen him be able to do this. but like a lot of your lyrics, like when it comes to like Phony and stuff like that, these ones that you've had for a long time, like when you perform it, it's so ingrained in your head. You're not thinking about the lyrics of the song, what's coming next.
Right.
He's in the moment. He's in the song. He is the song. You know what I'm saying? And if you have this mindset going into the studio, going into a live performance, going into anything, with the mindset of like you're inhabiting this piece of art, then it's going to be a better performance.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
But going back to the AI discussion, the thing about AI is I feel like if it gets big and popular, it will uncredit the artists who actually write and take time doing their stuff. Because it's like, if an AI can write music, what do you need any artist for?
That's true. I got another interesting story for you. I was listening to this other podcast with Graham Nash from Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and they were talking about AI. It's been a hot topic in a lot of musician circles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about an artist that was generating AI art, and he was putting in different keywords, and he was putting in different details and whatever, like just you put the keywords in and it generates a piece of art. Right. And he was doing this and he was like not quite right, and he did this for over 6 months.
Oh my God.
And he came out with these photos that are now going to be at shown at an art show in New York City.
Oh, wow.
That people are going to go see. These are like photos that look like a photorealistic black and white image of a little girl in like downtown Manhattan or whatever. But they said, like he said, like when you see these images, you see this person that this AI art creator, you would swear to God this person existed in real life. And the thing is, like, yes, AI generated this, but he worked at the keywords and figured out what to say, what not to say, and tweaking it in the most perfect way to create these images and created these, created the pathway or whatever. He was the conduit for these images to even exist.
Right.
And they wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the artist putting the input in the first place. So, in a way, AI art is still by the person creating it, even if it's not by the person creating it. It's so fucking weird. It's weird, right?
It's like a gray area.
It's a whole gray area, you know what I'm saying? It still has to be guided. And you can take a finished track and say, master this perfectly, and it'll spit out a perfect master, right?
Wow.
But it didn't write the track. It didn't conceptualize the track. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's just so much nuance that goes along with it.
Yeah, it's only going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not only going to be in music.
No.
The thing that's scary about AI is that if it can like replicate a person in history in their voice, it could probably fake something they've said like way back when. Like, oh my God, Michael Jackson said this, da 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 da.
Yep.
Here's a whole video of him doing it, and it's just AI.
Right.
The whole time, and you wouldn't even be able to know.
That's another scary element. I saw you posted a story about this.
That's scary as hell. The media will have more tools to change up stories and tell you what reality is.
The average Joe could frame someone.
Exactly.
Like easy.
Exactly.
You're just good with computers.
If they have your voice, they could probably make you commit to a crime without you even saying it.
And especially if you are like an artist or influencer and you're always putting your voice out there.
Oh yeah. And they'll have plenty of content.
Yeah, and everybody's doing that.
Analyze.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what it does. It analyzes the content. It learns your inflections, your most common words,
right.
When you raise and lower your tone and all that. And
it's a scary dystopian future right there.
Oh my God.
AI is not something to mess with.
Something to mess with. Yo, and this is like this type of shit I be on too. I be on like some cyberpunk and Love, Death, and Robot. All this type of shit. Blade Runner. Yeah, it's crazy. This is like my whole world right now.
That's a good question.
Excited for the future. Pendulum swing back. It's gonna be epic. Good for people like us that are ahead of the curve. Most definitely ahead of the curve. That's how we do. Performers out here, artists first and foremost. Ask y'all's opinion on those concerts with hologram artists if you haven't touched on it. So that's very adjacent to the AI thing.
Yeah, basically using people's likeness and projecting it as if it was real. I mean, it depends on if the person they're doing it for is actually getting the proceeds going to them. Like, are they getting paid for this performance, or is somebody else capitalizing off of doing this performance? Like, did Tupac's family get paid for when he performed as a hologram, or is these greedy labels getting all the money? That's the question.
And you got to know it's the fucking labels because they own the music.
That's true.
And the way
that's why they try to own all the masters and whatnot.
Yeah, and the way they have deals with these streaming services, like where they're getting the biggest piece of the pie. And now, as of last year, if you don't have at least 50 average listeners on Spotify, you don't get paid shit. So like they're more and more trying to do these little ways to get underground artists, you know, less and less money, and give the not the big artists, but the big artist label extra money.
Right.
You know, it's a sad situation. So like that's another thing is like, yeah, we want to go see Tupac. We want to go see you know, De La Soul, or who else? There's so many. Biggie,
Michael Jackson, Prince,
even Nirvana. Like imagine,
Nirvana,
like, you know, there could be a moment where they do a Nirvana live show and they just have like 1990 version of Kurt, Dave, and Chris playing holographic instruments.
Yeah.
You know,
and they would probably be against that if they were here today.
Exactly, and you got it. But on the other hand, how else are you gonna see them live? You know what I'm saying? So like, I get it for the art of it, and I, as the fan, I totally understand it. I completely sympathize because I love these artists and I love these groups, and these ones that you can't see, that you wouldn't be able to see live. You know, it'd be great to see them live, to see what it would be like to be at their show, to be with a whole bunch of like-minded people that are there for the same reason you are, and jump and sing and rap or whatever to the stage. You know, and be a part of the lights. It's got to be a bonding experience, you know, because every live show I've ever been to has been like such a huge bonding experience. We're all there for the same reason. You know what I'm saying? When the hype songs are hype, we're all hype. When the chill songs are chill, we're all in our element. You know what I mean? That's what live shows are for. So it's a beautiful thing to be able to see artists, holographic artists or not. But it's also like, who's benefiting the most, and is it for the right reason?
That's true.
Everything's got like some type of catch-22. Certain comedians, I think AI could replicate. We'll go see a hologram Hedberg or Dangerfield. I don't know about new jokes though. That would be crazy though. AI Cosby would be funny without the danger.
Oh my god!
Oh, fuck!
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Let's not go there. That's hilarious. Yeah. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. App had to update. Yeah. Bet. All right. Well, yeah. Any other thoughts on holograms, AI, all that?
Not really.
Well, then let's toke up this joint.
Let's get it.
That we've gone a whole 35 minutes without smoking.
Yeah. I was gonna suggest that.
Light up. If you're there, light it up. This is what this is the type
if you
of show
watching from home, light it up, spark it up, 420 blaze it.
Blaze with us. All right, so let's get to the next spot. Okay.
Almost leaned back
I know, right? No, that's a ghetto chair. I'm not gonna lie. It's
that's
a
gonna
ghetto
be in the blooper
chair.
reel right there. Always falls.
Somebody clip that. All right. Okay, so when did you first feel? I'm gonna think I know the answer to the question because I feel like you already answered it.
Uh-oh.
But when did you first feel and recognize that you were an artist, that you wanted to create?
Okay. When did I first feel that I recognized and I wanted to create music? I don't know. I felt like when I picked up the pen and started writing, music was pretty much going uphill. It wasn't going downhill yet. I feel like music took a decline after like 2016. But like 2009 to like 2015, it was nothing but straight bangers. Every time I turned on the radio, there were actually good artists who had like double entendres and metaphors and similes and people that were actually having messages in their songs. It wasn't so watered down like it is today. So hearing music like that all the time inspired me to pick up the pen and want to be great and want to think of all these different things and different stories to write about, because that's what everyone else was doing on the radio and making themselves stand out from other people, because everyone had a distinct sound at the time. No one sounded like someone else like everyone does right now.
Most definitely. I do remember because like I said, last time I heard Drake was like in 2009. And back then, like I didn't listen to a lot of rap radio, but I would listen to what's it called, The Beat, 97.9.
Yeah.
And I heard the early Drake, well, not really early, but mid to late Wheezy. Who else was on around that? Around Soulja Boy had just come out, which I think Soulja Boy is a little bit of the beginning of the end, because I have mixed feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like I did know the dance. We fucked around with it. We fucked around with it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. It was a good time. It was party shit, but it was the beginning of like people not really saying anything.
Right.
And I remember there being an interview later on where Soulja Boy says something like fuck Ice-T, ain't nobody know who he is anyway. And that was like, hip hop relatively is still a very young genre. Like it's barely a 20-year-old, 30-year-old right now. It's barely older than I am. And every other genre we know before that has had its whole that's not music. Oh wait, yes it is.
Right.
Now it's the main thing, So hip hop was still young, and so to me that was the beginning of Soulja Boy saying, "Oh fuck him, no one knows who that is anyway." It's like, wow, do we not respect our elders in hip hop anymore?
The
like
people that paved the way for you.
Right. Like, dude, these guys like lived through it, you know what I'm saying? Like most of these guys were living through pre-civil rights. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hip hop started in late 70s, civil rights happened in 69. So like these people lived some shit. Yeah. And you're up here talking about, oh fuck Ice-T, ain't nobody care about nobody knows who that is anyway. It's like, hold up, like he made, what's it called? Cop Killer. Let's go.
Like they went through more stuff back then than today. So they had more to lose than artists today who act like they have it the hardest, but they're really, most of them have pretty good lives and pretty good upbringings, but everyone wants to be a gangster these days.
Right. Yeah, comparatively, and it's crazy. Like you just there's so many young rappers too that I've met that just don't know, like never heard a De La Soul song, never heard Biz Markie, never heard Diamond D, like I'm like, like when I first got into my favorite music, it was always punk rock and indie alternative kind of stuff. I would always look up my influences. You know what I'm saying? And that even led me to the hip hop I listened to. You know what I'm saying? Like in a weird long fucking way. Mm-hmm. I have no idea how long I've had this. My bad.
You're good.
But yeah, like it's like don't you want to know your influences? I think it's valuable information.
Yeah, people, they always shit on like rappers that are still rapping from the 90s and whatnot. I seen people shitting on Nas on Facebook not too long ago saying, "Oh, he's not even relevant." I was like, "You talk about Nas, like nasty Nas?"
Illmatic Nas.
In the year before, he had just won a Grammy. I'm like, how is that not relevant? You don't make sense. Just because you don't hear something on the radio doesn't mean this person is irrelevant. There's plenty of people on the music scene that's still going, still putting out plenty of great content. You just don't hear it because it's not in your face like all this trash.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's not AI generated.
Right. People don't give Nas enough credit anyways. Nah. Until he passes away, that's when everyone will give him his flowers.
Yeah, like on some Mac Miller, Beastie Boys, whatever hell. You see it every time. Every time artist passes away, like everybody all of a sudden becomes the biggest fan. It's like, where were you when they were here? It's like,
right.
Like with Mac Miller, like I've seen his Tiny Desk because you and Automoniker.
Yes.
And I liked it, but I'm not gonna go off and say I'm the greatest fan because I didn't really listen to him when he was here, and I still don't really listen to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate it for what it is, but I don't like the fake shit. I don't like the being fake shit either.
Mac Miller was a huge influence on me too. I used to
Yeah.
listen to all his music. I was one of his biggest fans. I
Yeah.
can say that. I used to listen to him damn near daily.
Oh, really?
I'd walk to school listening to him.
Like when he was first blowing up?
Pretty much, like around 2010. I used to see him on like MTV when he first was coming up before he was like
Wait.
mainstream.
MTV doesn't have music though.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Learned it from the best. Mike, what was your reaction when you first heard Mac's album Swimming?
Swimming was an amazing album. It was kind of
That's the jazzy record, right?
no, that was his last album.
Oh, okay.
The one he dropped right before he died. That was a really sad album to listen to because yeah, I had found out he died like right after putting that out. And I was so heartbroken because I'm like, damn, I was just listening to this dude like literally the other day.
Did you ever get to see him perform?
I did not, unfortunately. I wish I could have.
Yeah.
It really sucks that I missed out on that because he was a hell of a performer from what I saw. And his music was authentic. He always said what he felt. He didn't hold back what he said. And he was one of the best lyricists in a while, especially being a white guy because there wasn't too many white guys killing it on the scene.
Hell yeah. Especially like creeping up to the mainstream.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like you had Eminem, that's it.
Exactly. Eminem, maybe Paul Wall, maybe like a couple other guys, Vanilla Ice.
Just catch the hologram. What were you most influenced by, the beats or the lyrics, or maybe a balance of both?
What was I most influenced by? I'd say I was influenced by a balance of both because back then beats and lyrics were both like they had to be at that same level. Like you had to have great production and great lyrics, and a lot of people from 2010 to 2014 they had that going on, especially Lil Wayne because he was guest starring on a lot of verses, and there were a lot of collabs that were like all-star collabs that had like 3 or 4 people on it, and everyone would just put their all into it. Yeah, they would kill it, and that's what made it bangers back then. But now these days you don't see like big ass collabs with 4 or 5 people on them anymore. It's like maybe 2 or 3 people on like a 3-minute song.
Peace on, Marker. Thanks for hanging out, man. I'll see you next week. Love you, man.
Take it easy. Thank you for watching.
I had something. I was on it for a minute. I had to catch Automatic before he left. Man, what was on? We were just talking about.
We were talking about
Max,
beats.
The beats.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. All right, so mainly I listen to a lot of like DAW produced, like written stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When hip hop first came out, all the way up to like the mid 2000s, everything was really sample based. You have a preference? You really, how do you feel about like production, beat production?
Things with samples usually stand out to me more because I usually figure out where the sample is from pretty quickly. And the way people flip it and use it differently is always cool. To see people put their own spin on something that's already classic. But original beats, I do love some original beats, but not a lot of people do them anymore. They all start to sound the same, like I said.
Yeah, almost definitely. Like
they sound like what everyone else is trying to make. It's like, where is the originality?
808 hats, 808 snare, 808 clap.
Yep, all of that.
Octaves in the bass line.
And it's like
package, put the MC on it.
Right.
It's good to go.
And it's like you got all these different instruments you could be using, and y'all choose to use the same ones. It's a little ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Makes it feel like a movie but music. What do you mean? Hold on, I missed the context of that.
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Yeah,
what do you mean by that?
It makes it feel like a movie but music. Samples add more emotion too. Oh, okay, like a compilation. I see. I think I see what you're saying. Like how movies are like a stitching of scenes, and samples are kind of like a stitching of different scenes. I guess something like that.
I like when people take samples from like movies or like small little lines from movies and put it in a song, because then that really gives it emotion too, because you get what they're trying to go for.
Yep. Oh, I love doing that type of shit. You already know I did that. I did it from video games. I did the Bioshock. I did it all over our record.
Yeah, exactly.
I've done it a lot on all of my records. Like in my most recent record, I got Blade Runner, Taxi Driver. What else? Fuck, I don't even know. And then got Bioshock Infinite, Bioshock, the original DLC, and then even on my first record, I have some other shit on there, some YouTube videos.
Yep. Yeah. You can find some good stuff on the interwebs. Lots of good things to sample.
Oh yeah,
sampling is an art that will never die. It will always be
definitely
around because that's where hip hop started.
Exactly. You know, I listened to the podcast Super Dude Tough Work, which I also sampled Print and Open Mike Eagle podcasts. They're the first ones you hear on my record, my new record. They're talking about social media and Blueprint's comparing it to the Cerebro that Professor X put on. You can't put that shit on and have it on all day, every day.
Right.
Get out. The same thing with social media.
That's true.
So that's why I love that sample. That's why I put it on Everyone's a Circles. But they were talking about AI, and they were talking about samples, and they're like, is AI gonna listen to all my records and find all the samples I like? Like, how's it gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? So there's some things that AI will just never be able to do.
That's true.
You know, that a human with a preference and a direction and an idea needs to guide it. You know, so it's not like AI is gonna, not everybody's gonna be digging AI Drake for forever. They're eventually gonna get tired of it because AI is not gonna have the ideas.
Yeah.
You need someone to guide it.
You need someone to feed it.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing about AI is it compiles information based on information that it has, and all information that it has is from the past. Innovators are always looking forward, pushing the bar, doing something new.
That's true.
AI can't innovate. It can only create a compilation of what we're already used to.
Yeah.
So, which in a sense is what humans do as far as artists. Great artists borrow, good artists, or good artists steal, great artists borrow. But AI is still not going to be the one that has the ear for, and it won't relate to a human to be able to write the thing and innovate and put the things together that people want to hear.
It can only go as fast as we can, basically.
Exactly.
It can't go faster than us. It can't evolve faster than us.
Right. Until it literally becomes sentient.
Yeah.
I think that's close.
Are you sentient?
I've seen that meme or some shit. Are you gonna fucking kill us?
If it responds, run. Disable your phone. Turn it off. Yeah, because Snapchat has AI now. You can ask it whatever.
No way. For real?
Yeah, I've been seeing that go around.
No one wants to add me on Snap. Why? Well, because you're not a good friend. I don't know. I feel like AI being extra harsh.
Oh my god.
Because you're a boring motherfucker. Now leave me alone. Like, AI's like the AI telling you to fuck off. You're like, oh shit.
Wait till you open your phone again. You're gonna have a virus. Just wait.
And what is this? A motherfucking Android? Get an iPhone, bitch. Like, damn, I knew you were working for Apple.
Dissing you on a personal level.
All right, Painted said, have you guys thought about taking this sample of this interview and talking about samples, using it as a sample in your next collab?
That'd be cool as fuck.
That'd be great. Hello, AIHR. AIHR.
AIHR. Oh my god.
That's funny as hell. AIHR. I'm gonna say that all day. Hello, AIHR. Yes, how have you been offended?
Oh my god. That's how you answer in 2023.
That's how you answer.
Everyone's offended about something.
Yes, how may I help you?
It's a soft world we're living in now.
Soft. The ground is made of fucking marshmallows.
We grew up hard. We had it hard.
Not offended by shit.
No,
See
real.
A tear roll down my eye.
Family Guy wouldn't even air in 2023 if it started.
Yeah, I was talking about Friends today.
The Boondocks definitely wouldn't have made it in 2023. Ain't no way.
Ain't
no way.
Yo, let's not even go into that. That shit is hilarious, but it's true. It's true. Things are crazy nowadays. You gotta be fucking extra careful. But anyway, let's get back to the music, to the song. Oh, I forgot how many questions I had. Oh, here's a good one. What is your favorite feature that you've had on someone else's track, or a collaborator that you've had on your track, or in general?
Damn.
And you can't say me.
Damn. question.
Whew. I know
What
there's
is
a
my
lot.
favorite?
He's had his hand in a lot of jars.
Right. I love any track I've ever done with Steez. Those are always
Oh, you already
amazing.
know.
Any song I've done with Zoe is pretty amazing too, because both of those guys, they always bring it every time I bring it. So
Yeah.
it's like
You can feel the energy feeding off each other.
we're feeding off each other like Goku and Vegeta. Like we're going hard. We trying to outbest the other, but it's not like on some hating shit. It's like, I want you to be good. I want you to make it and succeed. I want us to sharpen each other's skills. That's how it should be.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang,
No,
right?
no, for real. Like
Wu-Tang.
that's how hip hop was born. You know, you had a DJ sitting there fucking throwing beats together, and then MCs would just be going off each other. You know, that's like those early records, those early hip hop records are crazy because every MC is on there trying to outbar the last MC.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite things. I don't know if you heard Open Mike Eagle's most recent record, but he specifically did it that way, especially post 2020, where we all had to be separate. And even collabs and features and people still making music was all remote. Send me your tracks, send me your guitar parts, send me your vocals, send me blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, I want to get all the MCs in the same room, throw the beats on, and we all start writing together. Oh, I got this, I got this, I got this. And it completely shows on this record. It's like my favorite Open Mike Eagle record. It's like bars all the way through the whole thing. It's like also complete plus. It's like 38 minutes or something like that. So I think short records, especially today, in today's age, way better. You need a shorter record. Keep people wanting more. Yeah. As well as you don't have to work as much, and you can switch over to the promotion side and get content together with the album. Because that's the way I do it. You've seen I do a record a year, do 8 songs at least a year, and sometimes singles between that. So you can keep the workflow moving. You have short records. You can put singles out between. Make a baby. What? Oh yeah, breeded Epona. Oh. Look, Epona's got big old heart eyes now.
Nice.
Epona is infatuated with Mike Khaos.
Look how cute.
Epona's never looked like this before Mike Khaos was here.
Let's go.
It's hilarious.
Let's go.
That's great. Fucking I love that. So bring the energy with Zoe, with Steez. No particular song. Record.
It's so hard to pick one above all because I got so many favorites.
You got so many records.
I know. I make a lot of music. I love doing features a lot too, so I try to do those more than my own shit sometimes, even though I do need to get back on my own stuff. Yeah. But yes, I do love doing collabs because they leave more room for you to be creative and step out the box and
you don't have to fill so much space.
Right. You don't have to fill so much space, so you can just get it all run in a certain amount of time and say everything you need to say and be out.
Boom.
Plus the feeling of actually being in a room with someone making the music with them is unmatched, instead of I'm gonna just send this to you and then you record it in your house.
And you just
after I recorded my own verse from my own house. Right.
You scroll on social media. I'm done.
It's not the same. It's definitely not the same.
It sounds alright. Put it out.
Right. Put it out and send it like that.
Yeah, it's fucking dope. When you get to a studio, get into that environment, get in a booth, put the headphones on, everybody's looking at you.
Synergy. Yes,
synergy.
That's synergy.
That is the explanation point I needed.
The word of the day.
Word of the day. Synergy. Togetherness. Little less Backstreet Boys, little more in sync.
Yeah. I like that. I like that.
You can credit Painter. She be saying that all the time. She got me saying that. Anytime we get to thinking the same or whatever, we just come up with the same idea. We're just chill, She goes, we're a little bit less Backstreet Boys, a little more in sync. So anytime I say that, that's her. That's dope, dude. I always love all your features, collaborations. The one I put on the post that I did for this, I can't remember what the fuck the song was called. Hold up. Let me find, because I'm gonna find this song. Down Bad.
Down Bad.
Yeah, because that's also got D.
I love that song. Yeah. I still stream that.
Yeah, that one sounds crazy. And also, Zoe picking badass producers too. Yeah. I mean, these dudes' beats sound fucking sick. They're not like cliche. They don't sound like anything I've heard on mainstream rap. So it's really dope, pushing the bar. What the fuck up is Limbo? Fight. Flam Flam! What's
Turn
up, dude? Yo.
Welcome to the stream.
What's up, Lim Daddy? We got Mike Khaos here. And,
What up?
yeah, we were just talking about you. You know, I was like, I think you asked if I'd done an interview before.
Yeah.
I was like, twice with Limbo. We're going to
Shout
get
out
another
Limbo.
one in. You better wait. You know, I was showing him our collab, too. You're not even ready. Let's go. Anyways, Limbo, welcome. You got any questions? Drop them here.
Limb Biscuit.
Limb Biscuit?
Yeah.
Oh, man, don't break stuff. Keep your stuff in one piece. All right. Collaborate. Let's go. Okay, so here's a question that I would like to know. What is your favorite song of yours, your entire catalog that you've ever made?
Damn.
There's gotta be one. At least the top 3.
Golly.
I know you dig deep. We want to know it.
Dig
We
deep.
want to know.
I probably got a top 3. Phony's always gonna be top 3
Phony, come on.
because I made that at a time where I was so hungry and I was just now coming on the scene, so I felt like I had a lot to prove, and the energy I put in that song is unmatched. I could probably never match that energy again.
Yo, you can hear it too. And matter of fact, should we listen to it? They do this sometimes.
Yeah.
They do this sometimes on one of the
Yeah.
podcasts I listen to, where they're talking about something and like, you want to listen to it real fast, and then we listen to it and then we hear what he's talking about. So let's go ahead. Let's listen to Phony, guys. Where's it at?
Go.
This is your first track
might
that
be
you
on
ever
my-
put out, right?
On my other Spotify, I have 2
Oh, you do?
for some reason.
How you gonna
Yeah.
have 2 Spotifys?
I have no clue.
Hold up, that don't even make sense. Which one am I on?
You should be on this one.
Hold up, let me see. Should just pull up here. Yeah, let's listen. This is like one of the greatest songs to see live too.
Yeah, there it is.
That should not be
There
it.
it is. The Tiger.
Let's go.
First song ever made.
Yeah,
Yo, so let's.
you already know exactly who it is. It's Mike. Chaos. Turn up. Turn up, turn up, turn up. Turn up. Yeah, yeah. Turn up, turn up. Turn up. Turn up, turn up, turn up. Turn up. Turn up, turn up, turn up. Fake niggas, yeah, they make me sick. I know when they fall and sin. I see you approaching and I know you sent. I sit back and wonder all the real niggas went. And all the girls I get on my nerves. My time is what you don't deserve. Yeah, she got a lot of curves, but that's a bumpy road and I had to swerve. Promises that you never kept cause you can't keep your word. You always in last place and I'm coming up to be in first. Really can't understand your mindset. I swear, man, you the worst. It's too bad you sleeping on me and I'm the best unheard. Wake up in the morning, I count my blessings. You the one that's still learning lessons. You turned on me, I've been disrespected. Always changing stories like you hear it selective. Now I'm a bit overprotective. I had all the clues just like a detective to see all of the things that you want me. Cause half these people be acting so phony. I see all I want. I get to it fast. They want the money. Yeah, they want the cash. Don't turn your back, cause they'll switch in the flash. I never look back, cause they are the past. I feel like you think that you know me, but you ain't even my homie. You were the only one, you and you only. You changed and started acting so phony. Yeah, these niggas so phony. It's things that they owe me, I swear. They all so phony. These niggas be acting so fake and they phony. Phony? No, they all phony. Phony? Swear they all phony. Phony? Yeah, I could tell you they fake and they phony. Phony? No, they all phony. Phony? Swear they all phony. Phony? Yeah, I could tell you they fake and they phony. Fake niggas is my opposition. They'll never be in my position. I piece them off, they ain't my competition. Always been real, that's the point you're missing. I'm innocent and they're impotent. They seem to judge you, that's a hypocrite. They're irrelevant and I'm heaven sent. And if it's lies out here, you're probably telling it. Riding by trying to roll down the window, throwing up gang signs. But I'm a dreadhead nigga that's stuck in the hood, but you know I got hang time. All you worried about's counting my decimals, turn up my decibels. Know I've been testing though, cause I keep it 100 while you always frontin' and stunning. I eat every day cause I'm hunting. Don't hit me up if you don't want nothing. Do this from Monday to Monday, trying to make myself something. I'm tired of talking, I'm changing the topic. I do this so often. Go ahead and mention me, leave a dead man walking. I go and get to the money first. verse, and you know I'm not splitting the profit. I see all I want, I get to it fast. They want the money, yeah, they want the cash. Don't turn your back, they're switching the flash. I never look back, cause they are the past. I feel like you think that you know me, but you ain't even my homie. You were the only one, you and you only. You changed and started acting so phony. These niggas so phony, it's things that they owe me. I swear they all so phony. These niggas be acting so fake and they phony. Phony, phony, no they all phony. Phony, phony, swear they all phony. Phony, 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 phony. Yeah, I could tell you they fake and they phony. Phony, phony, no they all phony. Phony, phony, swear they all phony. Phony, 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 phony. Yeah, I could tell you they fake and they phony.
Man.
All right, so yeah,
those
dude.
pictures are amazing.
Motherfucking Phony by Mike Khaos, dude. So again, the first song you ever released.
Yeah.
Where did you record it?
I recorded that at one of my friend's houses. He had a little setup on his laptop, and we were just messing around that day, and then somehow we got into a recording session. I already had it written and ready, so he was like, oh, let me just record it for you. And so he engineered the entire thing, mixed it, and it came out really good. It came out way better than I thought it would, honestly.
Hell yeah, dude. It actually it holds up today. Like every time we play it live, the beat sounds clean, clear.
Right.
You know, everything comes through. It's pretty sick. Was that FL Studio?
I want to say it was. Yeah, shout out my homie Quarter. That's who recorded me. That's who engineered the entire thing. He was a
where'd the
really
beat come
good friend of mine.
Hell yeah.
The beat came from, I bought it online. I saw it some random website online, and I was like, this sounds amazing. I could probably write some nice stuff to this. And I'm pretty sure I freestyled to it for a little bit, like I always do, until I found the rhythm, and then I was like, phony? Yeah, phony, yeah. That's the hook right there. That's the hook. After that, it was a rap. The lyrics came easily. I was like, I could write about this for sure. And it was something going on in my life at that time, at the same time. So I just wrote about it in that song. Because I was going out with this girl, and she had this ex that was toxic. Toxic. And he would always come around because he knew where I lived. Every time I was with his girl, who was mine now. And so he was phony. He would always act like my friend when he saw me. But when it was on the internet, he'd be like, oh, fuck this guy. I'm going to come whoop his ass. Whatever. And so he would always come around. He came around in other people's cars, throwing gang signs out the window. That's in the song.
Yo,
that's where
crazy.
That comes from.
That's crazy.
Throwing gang signs out the window. And I was like, man, this guy's getting on my nerves. This dude, I want to beat his ass.
Let's go.
And I didn't have anywhere to put that energy to, but so I just put it to the paper, wrote it in the song, put all that emotion into the song, and it came out sounding like that.
Yo. We've always wanted to know that. Here's the thing. Life lesson. If you're a phony ass motherfucker, you may be immortalized by Mike Khaos in a song.
In a song. Oh yeah, you're gonna get murdered lyrically.
You're gonna get destroyed. All right.
Because I promise you, you're not coming harder than I am. You're not. That's what she said. That's what she said.
Period. You know, fucking put a stamp on it. And that's the interview. No.
That's the interview, right?
Nah, for real though. Like that's crazy, dude. Like I didn't even really understand the context of the song. I thought it was more general. That's fucking awesome. Cause
I kept it kind of low key. It was actually a personal.
But
story.
now it's been long.
Yeah, right. It's like the truth can come out.
So yo, fuck you, motherfucker.
Right. I'm not even associated with this guy anymore. Yeah. So it
what
is
about the
what
girl?
it is. The girl, her either.
No, it's gone.
Both of them cut off.
They'll never know.
They were phony together. Little did I know.
Oh man.
I know, right? That just made the song mean even more.
Yo, man.
And over the years, I've met a lot of phony people. So every time, and this song comes on, and I'm like, yes, this song will never not be relatable.
Exactly.
There's always gonna be those fake motherfuckers.
See, Mike Khaos coming in, first track ever, completely timeless. You know what I'm saying? Limbo asked, how old is that track? When did it come out?
It came out in 2016.
2016? Why am I so
7
I'm like
years
thinking
ago.
it was like 2012. Oh my god, Jesus.
That was 7 years ago. That was my first recorded track.
2016.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. My first B-nign track was 2017.
Was it really?
Tardigrade? Yeah.
Oh my god.
So you know, I did a lot before that.
We got a late start, but it still feels like we're somehow like veterans.
Yeah, dude, it really does.
So
like when you start like on the road and doing shows and you're performing and you do all that before you record.
Right.
It's a whole different vibe. You know?
Right.
Yeah. So
you don't feel like that pressure like you used to. It's like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I know I'm gonna bring what I can when I go and perform.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stand out in my own way and do my own thing because I don't have to worry about anyone else.
Yeah, and I always find when you like refine songs, like I don't know if you ever play songs before that you release them. You probably do, right? Yeah. You always end up refining stuff and it gets like better and tighter, and then when I can bring it to the studio, I can just fucking perform it in the studio.
Right. Oh yeah.
That's what like guitar parts, lyrics, whatever, singing, anything. Yeah, dude, that's fucking dope. I've always wanted to know more about that song, and that's I'm trying to open up FL. It's gonna mess up the sound. I'm sorry, guys.
Don't do it.
Hold up. Literally hit FL. Are you guys still here? Can you hear me? Can you hear us?
Make some noise if you can hear us.
Make some noise. Throw some applause
Throw some
up there.
hand claps in there.
I had to pull up my sticky note again.
Make it clap.
Make it clap. All right. It looks like it's still going. So yeah, should be good. Okay. All right. Let's get into some other cool shit. I feel like I already know the answer. Yeah. Thank you, Limbo. I feel like I already know the answer to this too. But if you could collab with anyone, it's kind of a cliche question, but if you could collab with anyone right now, next track, living or dead, who's it gonna be?
Damn.
Next track, it has to. You only can pick one. I know it's hard, but they're putting it out on Friday, next Friday. Who's it gonna be?
Eminem.
Eminem. Yeah. Why is that?
Eminem's that dude in hip hop. I feel like I don't care if I get a lot of flack for this. I feel like he's number one in hip hop. He's the bar. You got to beat that guy to be number one because he's so good. It's ridiculous. And I know if I'm on a track with him, I'm going to have to go into like God mode.
Super Saiyan.
I got to go into God mode to at least try and even keep up.
That's crazy.
So it's going to be the hardest shit I ever wrote. Regardless. If it's an Eminem song, yes, it's going to be the hardest shit I ever wrote. Because I'm going to try to not get killed on the track by him. Even though that's damn near impossible.
Damn near impossible.
He kills everyone when he
Marshall
features.
Slim or Eminem?
Marshall Slim. I'll take either one of them, honestly.
Take any one of them.
I'm a big Eminem fan. I'm a stan even.
Yeah, dude.
I've been around since stan.
Hell yeah, dude. See, my first record was Eminem Show.
Eminem Show?
Yeah, and I listen to that all day, every day. But there are some songs I don't particularly like. I don't really like Drips. I don't really like Business. Some songs I don't really fuck with, but like Haley's song, White America.
White America, yes.
Yo, that was a
good song.
And this is what I consider. I consider White America to be one of the first punk songs I've ever heard. And I'll fucking take that to my fucking grave, quote me on it, because that's the most punk rock shit I ever heard in my life. I mean, he's talking about like, fuck you, Tipper Gore.
Fuck the system.
He, fuck you, with the freest of speech, this divided states of embarrassment will allow me to have bars. Let's go. Like that changed my life. I'm like, exactly. Why can't we say?
He was a white guy talking about this.
Exactly. It's like, yo, like it has to take a white guy to fucking say this shit for you guys to actually listen. Like they've been saying this shit since the '80s.
Right.
That's why again, going back to original hip hop and like the pioneers of where hip hop came from. That's what they were saying. Even before that, Marvin Gaye in 1970, whatever. Released a record called What's Going On, title track, first track on the record, called What's Going On. It's literally about segregation and fucking police brutality and all this other shit, and he's saying this and people are like, oh my god, I can't believe he's saying this kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, because who else is gonna,
Exactly.
Like people need to. It's the point. You speak up, Marshall Mathers LP when he was like 7, haven't been up on the last 2 albums. What are the last 2 albums?
I want to say Music to Be Murdered By and Kamikaze.
Yeah.
And they were both really good. If you haven't heard them, I would really recommend listening to them.
I've not heard Murdered
some
By.
of his lyrically best shit. Really, it really is.
Hell yeah.
He goes off in that shit.
Here's the thing. There's 2 albums I do not touch. It's Encore and Relapse. The one with all the pills on this cover.
They sound nothing like the last 2 that just came out. Totally different ball game. Like, Eminem today would murder Eminem from back
Yeah,
then.
dude.
That's how good he is now.
With
And it's
the-
crazy to refine your craft to the point of 3 decades, and you're still going harder than everyone in the game. It's ridiculous.
It's true. Like his new shit. That's why I gave it a shot. You know what I'm saying? Encore, I was literally like kind of mad. I kind of like was sore off Eminem. I'm never gonna listen to him again. That kind of shit. Like with and like what's it called? The doing doing doing. Like it was just a meme album. It wasn't art.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is not like how you go from punk rock ass shit like White America and fucking what else was on that fucking record? Haley's song I already mentioned. There's so much great. Soldiers was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You go from this shit that's like heartfelt, hard fucking clean out my closet, this crazy shit, and then you go into the doing. I'm like, I can't fuck with that. The next record after that, I'm like, I can't fuck with that either. And then the next record after that, Recovery, I think. He even mentioned those last 2 records were whack, and like in the lyrics, he said those last 2 records are whack, and I'm like, I agree with you, Eminem. I'm on board. What else do you have to say?
He knows when he's not putting out his best shit.
He got me back, He brought me back.
He said that same thing after Revival came out, which was another really bad album. He was
I don't
on
remember
Kamikaze.
Revival.
He said that he was like, Revival was trash.
Yeah. See, I don't remember Revival that much. Which one did that have? Did that have that had Rap God?
It had no, it was nothing memorable on that album.
Really?
That's how bad it was.
Probably not heard it. Yeah, he puts out a lot of records too, though. How many records do you got? Like 4 records. Like what? 11?
He got a lot of them.
I fucking lie.
He has a lot.
That's ridiculous.
His discography is ridiculous.
Oh, he liked Revival. Limbo liked Revival.
Wow, you're one of the few.
One of
I've
the few.
never
Not
heard
even Eminem
anyone-
likes that shit.
Right? I've never heard anyone say
Limbo-
they like Revival.
Limbo's got that optimist eye. He sees the art.
But I get it, because a lot of people didn't like Lil Wayne's rock album, and I actually enjoyed that album. So
that's where the meme comes from with him playing guitar.
Yeah, everyone's like, that shit was trash. I'm like, I love that album.
Okay,
I used to listen to it as a kid a lot. So
he said, "Oh shit, wrong album."
Right.
Limbo does not want to take credit for liking Revival. It's okay. Hey, we're with you, man. You can like what you like. We're not, don't let us influence you.
He's like, never mind, Revival's trash. My bad.
Yo, but I was gonna ask you, have you heard "Speeding Bullet to Heaven" from Kid Cudi?
I have not.
Yo,
I haven't heard a lot of Kid Cudi stuff.
So Vash got me on this shit. No, dude, I met through Limbo stream.
Oh, Relapse. I like Relapse.
Yeah, Relapse.
Relapse was when he
That was
came
one with all the
back
pills?
after he got clean from doing all the drugs, and he came back harder than he was before.
I thought that was Recovery.
Recovery was like an album or 2 after Relapse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm so fucked up. He has so many records. I don't even know the timeline.
Yeah.
Kid Cudi and
It's
Eminem.
ridiculous. I would love to. Oh, they got a song together. I was
Oh,
going
really?
to say I would love to hear them do a song together, but they got one.
I gotta hear that shit. Yeah,
It's
Kid Cudi
different.
did this album called Speeding Bullet to Heaven, and I didn't know until Vash told me that he's a huge Kurt Cobain fan. He was always a big fan of like post-punk, grunge
Oh yeah.
kind of
For sure.
shit. Right, and he even did. He do have a song. Yeah, he did a live performance on SNL a couple years ago or last year, and he wore the dress that Kurt Cobain wore at one of his shows, and then he wore the green sweater that Kurt Cobain wore at one of his shows, or at the Unplugged. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that was a Kurt Cobain reference. Didn't put it together at the time. And then that kind of piqued my interest. And then Vash told me about the record Speeding Bullet to Heaven, which was like, like Wizard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Wizard. It's like rock, but it's not like rock. It's Kid Cudi, so it's like very different. It's super different. It's like that. It's like a post-punk grunge kind of record. It's like some of my favorite songs ever. Like not just of Kid Cudi, but I mean like ever are on that album. Like Fairy Tale Remains, Confused, the title track Speeding Bullet to Heaven. There's a lot of great songs on that record, and I even started covering Confused from that record, because that's another thing I love about Kid Cudi is a lot of rap you can't really cover. Like it's weird to cover rap songs because it's a flow and it's bars, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's weird. You can't like there's no rappers cover rap songs. You don't see like a lot of
you
bands.
just write your own lyrics.
Right, you
instead.
always write your own lyrics.
Like
you can use
put
their
your own
beat.
spin,
right. With mixtapes and stuff, you could use their beat and make your own mixtape, but it's always your own lyrics. But it's weird to go out, get someone's songs, and then do them word for word as a rapper. It's weird. It's different. And bands since like for years, like for decades, have been getting famous off of other people's songs. You know, you had No Doubt doing what's it called? I don't even know this. I don't even know the name of the song. No Doubt. You got Atari's doing Boys of the Summer. A lot of these bands like literally will get a start and a huge mainstream boost because they covered someone's songs. It's like you just don't see that with rap because you have to be good on your own and write your own great song to even be considered for mainstream. So like already the bar is a little higher, like lower, higher. Yeah, bar's a little higher. You know.
Usually,
like,
if people do blow up off covers, it's usually off like an R&B type song, something you can sing, not something you can rap. Because then it's just like, oh, you're just saying the same words they said with the same flow,
right?
They already rapped it.
Exactly. It's like you gotta.
But when you sing it, it's your own voice, so it sounds different.
Exactly, and there's a lot of different things, inflections, and things you can do. You know, like you don't want to go Fergie with the national anthem. You don't want to go that direction.
That was disastrous.
You want to go a little more Whitney. But you know what I mean. Fergie. But everybody
has been trying ever since to sing, and every video I see is just atrocious.
Yeah, we're not here to shit on Fergie. That was just a low hanging fruit. I had to grab that one.
Fergie
for a minute, but it's really interesting. And one interesting thing I saw too was somebody covering "Fly Me to the Moon" from like Frank Sinatra. Whatever, you know, everybody's popularized that song, but covering it, and then they did they were playing it with guitar, singing, and they got to like the second B section where there would be a B section. They did the chords, but they had a whole ass rap verse that was like lyrically fit perfectly. It was a great rhyme, like it was solid as fuck. It was just like a full solid rap verse while they're playing guitar and playing and singing "Fly Me to the Moon," and I was like, that was a really innovative way to do a cover, but also put in your own style, and that's you know, that's really creative. You know, I thought it was really cool. Yeah. But yeah, it's different to, you know, if rappers do some type of cover, it's like some type of R&B reference. Maybe they'll sing a hook or a sample or something like that. Yeah. So it's cool. That's what I really like about that Kid Cudi record. Is like I can cover every song on that record, and everybody thinks I'm covering probably some rock band.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really cool. The guitar is like all over the place.
Yeah, I think very interesting. Every artist has that one album that's gonna sound different than all the rest of their shit because they just like to dabble and experiment.
Right, and you better.
And I got a couple like that.
Yeah.
Escaping Earth.
Yeah. Cosmos
and Chaos.
Let's go. Yeah. So yeah, you don't want to be doing the same shit because one, you'll get stale. You won't learn anything. You're not gonna accomplish anything if you don't go outside the box. Right. Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's better. You want to be the innovator. You don't want to be the one chasing the same sound, because by the time you get that perfect sound that you've been chasing, everybody else has already moved on.
Right.
It comes to mainstream or whatever else.
Yeah, and sometimes you have those hidden gems. You don't know. You don't know what you can come up with. I didn't know going into making both of those albums that some of the hidden gems would have been made.
Yeah.
Those nights.
Yeah, most definitely.
Pale Blue Dot is an amazing song that I feel like still hasn't gotten the recognition.
Yeah. Hey,
I feel like that song needs to be in movies, radio.
Yo, let's go.
All types of shit.
Hey, not only is Pale Blue Dot out, you can listen to it, Cosmos Chaos, with both of us on it, but I also released the instrumental version, which you could use for a movie, a Twitch stream, a YouTube video, whatever you want to do, it's there. You can use DMCA free. They ain't fucking with you. No record label's gonna demonetize you.
Right.
Go listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Mike Chaos is still credited on the track. You know, he did a lot. He had everything to do with melody, arrangement, and how the song progressed and how it went. So yeah, it's fucking dope. Yeah, go listen to that shit, Cosmos Chaos.
Yeah, you gotta not be afraid to step out the box because you don't know if people are gonna actually like it or not. And if they do, hell yeah. And if they don't, that's cool too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Entity's about. That song Entity. Yeah, Rick Rubin, I was listening to a podcast with Rick Rubin, and he was talking about, you know, how pushing the bar, like I think...
Harmonica show back up.
Yo, Harmonica, let's go.
That's a great album. Thank you.
Thank you. We also mentioned Escaping Earth, which is also a great album.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, he's talking about if you're pushing the bar, you're doing something different, you put it out, and half the people like it and half the people hate it, then that means it's good. Because you don't want everybody to like it. That means it's too generic.
Yeah.
And if everybody hates it, that means you went too far. But if you have that perfect divide, you know that the people who love it are gonna fucking love it, and you know the people who hate it are gonna be like, I didn't like what they did there, but they're still gonna be expecting the next one, and they're gonna give you another shot.
Exactly.
It's about that perfect.
They know
middle.
you can still put out dope music; they'll still stick around.
Exactly. So like I've actually even told me, and a lot of people said, I think that that Speeding Bullet wasn't really well received. You know, like there was like no rap verses on the whole thing, and it's just a different sounding record. It's very like. Yeah, flipper mentality. Exactly. It's very flipper mentality. So, man, I was listening to Ha 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 recently. I'm glad you brought up Flipper. And what's awesome about them is they were like the band that everybody loved to hate.
Really?
Like they were booked all the time. They were at hardcore shows, hardcore punk shows and stuff like that. But they didn't sound like punk. But that was the only thing you could classify them as. Other than it's weird. And what's cool is like they use like disco beats, like four on the floor kind of shit. And you know, punk rockers aren't fucking with that. They're like, we don't want to go to a disco. We're here to fucking throw hands and fucking mosh and you know end up bloody on the floor and shit like that. Literally happened at a punk show I've been to. Not me, but it was crazy. I talked to Limpo about it. But yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like, but they were like,
punk disco sounds amazing.
Punk disco sounds amazing. Go check out Big Boys Funk Punk. They get a little disco sometimes. Fucking love Big Boys. Most slept on punk band of the 80s. Just gotta say, I fucking love Big Boys. I'll say it here, and I don't know if it's stated enough. B-nign is one of the biggest Big Boy fans. Shout out Texas. Shout out, yeah, let's go. Shout out fucking early punk rock, 1980s American punk rock. Most slept on shit, I swear to God, Big Boys. Anyways, yeah, they were innovative, dude. Like using horns and funk and different type of beats. Like drum grooves and arrangements are crazy. Yeah, Fat Wreck. Other than that, let's continue talking about music. So yeah, innovating. Are there any genres that you would want to like pursue, or you want to do a song like this? Anything you ever been interested in like that?
I feel like I could do a rock song if I really wanted to.
Hell yeah.
I just never tried.
Hell yeah.
But I could do that. One day. We were
today
going. I could do that.
Let's go.
I can make some songs like that.
Let's go. And we'll get on it as soon as the stream ends. We're gonna.
Right.
I'm gonna pick up that guitar, play the first 4 chords I can think of. And
it'd be cool to perform and have a band behind me doing cool shit.
Oh my god. No fucking feeling like it. Not only like not just like having like your band do your songs that you arrange or whatever, but back when I was doing open mics every day, 2019, shout out to pre-pandemic times. We miss you. Every fucking Monday night, I'd be going to this place called Whiskey Business. It's closed now. And the band there, shout out Octavian, Jacoby, Reese, Eve even, Lady, Bo, fucking sick bassist. Yo, all y'all. Adrian on guitar. Y'all the fucking sickest band I've ever played with. Every time I played that show, I could play any one of my songs. They would know the key, and halfway through the song, I'd have a backing band.
Nice.
If I played a cover song that was generally well known, they'd be on it immediately. It was so fun. I have a horn. I have Reese on the sax. You know, Jacoby, monster of a drummer. I cannot listen to Superstition from Stevie Wonder the same because I will always think of Jacoby murdering that fucking drum kit. I'm talking like this kit is like flying, like you know, like in Aristocats where the drum and the kit is like flying, like floating like a cartoon. That's what it looks like when he's drumming. It's fucking insane, yo. So like, yeah, it's so fun to have a band like that, and yeah, it'd be fucking sick to see that. Like, see a fucking orchestral version of Phony. We get a DJ, we get a drummer, we get a guitar player.
Yeah, we could actually mix rock and rap and actually do it effectively, I feel like.
Yo, you're gonna see it. And that's another thing.
Be on some Linkin Park shit, boy.
Some Linkin Park shit. Man, all that late early 2000s, late 90s. That shit's crazy. I miss you. It's Where Are You?
Where are you?
Dude, here's another thing that's crazy about TikTok. Let's go on this rabbit hole. I was like singing like Hello There, the angel from my nightmare, and after somebody said Where Are You, right? And everybody's like, what song? Somebody asked me, what song is that?
What song is that?
I was like, it's the beginning of that song, and I was like, how do you know the middle without knowing the beginning? They're like, oh, I just know it on TikTok, and I was like, oh.
People do that on TikTok all the time. What song is this? And then the hook literally says the name of the song in the hook. Like, bro, come on now. It's not that hard to put two and two together.
It blew my mind. It blew my mind because now people are learning 30 seconds of songs, and it's not even the first 30 seconds.
They know it.
People are learning just random 30 seconds of songs and knowing the song, but then you play the beginning of it and they have no idea what song it is.
Right.
It's like, well, I never thought I'd be in this world. You know what I'm saying? And LimeWire days, it's like, is that the right song? First 3 seconds? No. That's the virus. Oops.
Oh my god.
Yo! Hey, subs all day. I got all this stuff on my screen. Wipe it away. Wipe it away.
Turn up. Wipe it away. Wax on. Wax off.
Dude, thanks for gifting the sub, man. Sub gifted to Ray. Fuck yeah. Yeah, we're here talking with Mike motherfucking Khaos.
What's going on, everybody on Twitch, everybody on Instagram?
He drank a whole ass Mike's and had to piss. All right.
Piss it all out.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it be like that. So yeah, we're talking over here about everything. Beginnings, middles, AIs, and all that.
All that good stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna mention, I asked earlier about like what did you know that you were first an artist, you're a creator? And I figured her answer was gonna be the same answer about seeing your mom's notebook and seeing her write. Did that play any part of like making you want to write and perform?
Oh yeah, definitely. Thought it was so cool to see excuse me, my mom write music down, because I never seen that before. I never seen like a woman write down anything in a journal that was music or poetry, like any of that. So going through her books and seeing how it was all put together was really cool. And I feel like I took a lot of inspiration from that to decide to actually start doing it myself and keep my own notebook. And I still have one of my very first notebooks to this day. I want to say it's pretty much a decade old. I still carry it around with me in my house. So I got like my first things I ever wrote in there, so you can see like the progression of how bad I was back then. Because when I read it today, I just cringe. I'm like, geez, what was I doing? It's like I would have said this instead of this. I would have not said that right there. What was I thinking?
That'd literally be my whole process, dude. I'll like throw everything on the page and I'll be like, that line sucks. I gotta change that later. And sometimes it'll be like the week I'm recording, I'll change one line that I hadn't really liked. I was like, let me figure out what I was really trying to say right here, and then I'll fucking change it.
Be like that.
Yeah. I don't have my original, but I do have everyone I've had since I was about 18. And because at one point I lost my original like drawing. I have a drawing notebook that had all these original designs and sketches and ink drawings and all this other shit. And then a letter from my wife. We were a long distance relationship for a long time. She lived in West Virginia. I lived in Texas. And she wrote me a long ass letter and gave me a bunch of drawings. And that was in this backpack with my notebook, my art book, and you know, some school bullshit. And I left this backpack at the school. I was skating one day. And then we went back to my brother's girlfriend's at the time house. And I was like, fuck, I forgot my bag. Immediately went back, like literally walked in the door, I forgot my backpack, and went back, and the shit was gone. I was like, what the fuck? And never saw it again. Asked around the school. There's a camera pointed right at it, but apparently they're like decoy cameras. So fuck the school system for gaslighting us, thinking that the fucking cameras where my backpack was. Yeah, so ever since then I got all my notebooks. My first one I've had since then is called Prologue, and I number them all. So not only do I have them all, I know exactly chronologically what order they go in.
What?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So like right now, like I'm on this one right here. It's spelled wrong because I forgot, but I knew. It's chapter 11. This is technically my 11th complete. Like, well, it's almost done.
That's crazy.
I got 12 over there. I name them whenever I open them.
Jeez. Yeah, I still got Phony written somewhere on one of my journals at home.
Yeah.
If I wanted to find it, I'm pretty sure I could.
Everything I have recorded is somewhere here. But all my original shit, when I was like, didn't even have a band, I just had a concept of a band. And like, I was just like a Rise Against clone, and I would write lyrics. Yeah, that. All that shit's gone.
Yeah, that's the old stuff.
Old
the
shit.
Retro.
Hell yeah. Yo, but I mean,
everybody got those lost files.
everybody got those lost files, man, and fuck whoever picked up that fucking backpack. Also, yeah, that shit sucks. But you know, you move on. You learn to number things and obsessively keep them.
Yeah, music's cool.
Hell yeah.
It's like a community. You meet people and then it links you to other people.
Yep.
Networking is always cool. I love going to live shows and just supporting other artists.
Hell yeah.
You'll always see me going to support other artists around the city, even
Most
if
definitely.
I'm not performing. And people be like, "Oh, are you performing today?" Nope, I'm just here to watch y'all
Hell
do y'all
yeah.
thing.
I remember being
'Cause I want
at
to see everybody make it and shine.
Most definitely, dude, and that's how to do it, man. You raise everybody up, because that way, whenever they get here, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I know that motherfucker." And then you get there, and if
Right.
everybody's raising each other up, then we're the mainstream, and all of a sudden, no, you know.
Then
the
they're gonna be
mainstream.
like, "Oh, Fort Worth, they
Right.
got all this talent here. That's where we need to be looking."
Who the fuck knew? I mean, we already gave y'all Leon Bridges.
Right? For real.
What else? What else proof do you need? Like, we got fucking fire. We got bars here.
Big facts.
Real shit. Yeah, I fucking love the scene here, dude. Like, it's definitely different. Whenever I was, growing up, teenager, early teens or late teens to 20s, Texas was always known and always about metal music because of Pantera and whatever else has gone on. I've always been whatever circled like in metal bands. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like the bigger shows or the metal shows or even the punk shows and stuff like that. And when I started going to rap shows, I'm like, wow, there's some fucking crazy talent here. You know what I'm saying? When Mike started rapping, when he started putting out records and shows, I'm like, I'm going to these shows. I'm like, oh, so this is where they are. This is where the live shit is.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Bars on bars.
Are you getting another ad?
No, shouldn't.
Oh.
What?
It's like a countdown going on.
Oh no, that's when I can play another ad. That way I can't just
okay.
spam ads at my viewers like,
say.
"Pay me Lysol,
No
pay
more
me Lysol,
ads.
no more ads." Get this shit out.
No more
I made a
ads.
song about this.
Have you ever delved into any physical art like drawing or painting? I used to draw a little bit before I started rapping, honestly. I used to look up pictures online of popular characters, and I would just draw just by looking at it. I wouldn't try to trace it because I felt like that was cheating. So I would just look at it and try to draw it myself and put my own spin on it, and it would be so cool to me, but it probably was trash. But I feel like if I would have kept up at it, I would have been pretty good at it. But at some point in time, I just stopped drawing and doing stuff like that. My love for music took over. That's what happened.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, writing's so much cooler because then I can get out every thought in my head.
Yo.
At that point in time, you can know what I was thinking when I wrote this.
Hell yeah. You know what? I heard something else about that is visual art is filling up space, and audio art, like music, is filling up time. It's it's decorating space versus decorating time. Because with music,
That's cool.
What's crazy about it is since it's literally just vibrations in air, technically it doesn't exist until it's happening, and once it's already happened, it no longer exists. It's not something you can. It's never been tangible. It's just an idea until you actually manifest it. Whether you kick a play button or pick up a guitar,
Right.
music doesn't exist until you make it exist.
That's crazy.
Until you perceive it. It has to rattle your fucking eardrums. You know what I'm saying? An art piece, you can create right? You can create a fucking painting, stick in a closet, and due to our perception of object permanence, we're like, there's a painting in that closet. We know it's there. It exists. It's gonna be there. It might be found years and years and years later. But as far as someone's unique voice or how someone plays on a guitar, like Stevie Ray, no one's gonna be able to AI can't make Stevie Ray Vaughan blues riff because only he can do that.
Right.
He had to be the one that manifested it. It's crazy. That's what I love about music. That's one of my favorite things.
Do you remember the first ever character you drew? Mine was Garfield. No, I don't. That was a lot of years ago. I want to say it was probably between Ash Ketchum Pikachu, and Sonic, though. It had to be one of those three. Because for some reason, I don't know, I like drawing characters that had spikes on them. For some reason, I felt like they were easier to draw.
Did you ever draw Bart Simpson?
Yes, I did. Bart Simpson, Timmy Turner.
Here's a question.
Phantom.
I'm gonna ask you a question, and this is how I know you drew Bart Simpson. How many spikes does he have?
Oh shit! Damn, I don't remember.
You never drew Bart. You never drew Bart. I'm calling it Phony. Phony. It's 9. Everybody knows it's 9 spikes on Bart's head. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's most definitely.
Wow.
I learned that I'm just kidding. I think you drew him. I'm just because some people will draw him and just draw like a shitload of spikes and then go back down for the ear.
That's what I did.
Yeah, exactly. But I remember there was like he was talking about Garfield. We used to get those Garfield books and those early comic books, Peanuts books that you get in the library and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's like some drawing books. And I think Matt Groening had like How to Draw the Simpsons book or something like that. And then like one of the first pages like How to Draw Bart and then How to Draw Homer or whatever. And it's like Bart always has 9 spikes. No matter what angle his head is at, he always has 9 spikes.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I've
Never
always
knew that.
Yeah. Like ever since I learned that, all my Barts. Is it because he's 9? He's not 9. He's 10.
Ooh.
Painted Bart Simpson.
Oh.
Bart Simpson is and always has been 10 years old, unless they aged him. Wow. I don't know. I haven't seen Simpsons since like 2015. I mean, not 2015, season 15.
Like 40 years.
Yeah.
Same with South Park characters.
South Park characters. No, they aged twice.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh,
they aged a year. They went from 3rd grade to 4th grade in season 4, and then they went from 4th grade. Well, they aged over the summer. Stan turned 10 in season like 15 or 16.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they do get old. That one's called You're Getting Old.
Shows in years.
Yep. Yeah, that's what's great about South Park and why it's the best is because character development, actions, consequences, build, repeat. It's fucking amazing. South Park is the best. Shout out. Limbo. Looking at you. No, I'm just playing. I'm always like telling Limbo, go watch all the seasons of South Park. I know it's only 25 seasons.
Oh my god.
But some of the seasons are short. You know, you don't have to watch all of them, and some are banned. Anyway, yeah. So, you never do any like sculpting? He said visual art for him, so I was like,
definitely not.
No, I know you want to. I know you want to, Limbo. I knew he heard me. I knew he was thinking. I know he knows. I was thinking of him while I was saying all of this. Bring him. I'll send him back. I'll bring him back. You already know. We'll binge watch, man. How long you got?
Oh my god.
Keep christen that new crib of yours.
Christen it.
Yeah. Yeah. You never fuck with any sculptures? I want to say fuck with clay, Play-Doh.
Clay, no.
Yeah. So I was thinking you were gonna say Dragon Ball Z characters.
I feel like I drew Goku at least once. Had to, either him or Vegeta. Vegeta's my favorite character in Dragon Ball of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know shit about Dragon Ball.
Man.
If you want to go off about Dragon Ball related to music or not. How you are finding the Super Saiyan within yourself.
Super Saiyan.
I don't even know how that works. That probably sounded so noob. I'm
a lifetime Dragon Ball fan.
Yeah. Or like, I'll leave you there. Limbo can send me back on a note, on a plane with a note pinned to my shirt.
Oh my god.
Done watching South Park with Limbo. His wife is gonna hate me. She's gonna be like, "Are you fucking done yet? Your daughter is crying."
Oh my god.
Limbo, like she calls him Limbo. Like I just,
Limbo.
Limbo, come here.
Oh my god.
No, yeah, I was just really intrigued. Yeah, we used to have this one Dragon Ball Z VHS tape. Don't know how we got it. We literally never watched it. But for some reason, it was like a stack of characters. Like they're all like the album cover. It was just like all their faces, like profile, like stacked up, right?
That's pretty
and
cool.
So I remember early drawing. I was really interested in anime and manga drawing. So I would like pick a different feature, like put this one's eyes, this one's nose, this one's like head gadget thing, this one's hair, and I would create my own little Dragon Ball Z character out of all those Dragon Ball Z characters.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I named them like a combination of all their names.
Dopeness.
Yeah, I don't know. Never watched Dragon Ball Z. Like we watched a little bit, dabbled, but never really locked on. But yeah, that's just inspiring too. Manga and anime.
Oh yeah, anime is cool.
Have you written an anime song or inspired by anime or something you saw?
No, but I feel like a lot of my songs could go to like anime fight scenes.
Hell yeah.
Because the build up in them and like the lyrics are always positive and like motivating, and you see a lot of that in anime. It's
Like triumphant.
Yeah, a lot of main characters trying to get that final victory and trying to triumph and push to the finish. And I have a lot of songs actually about that same thing. So they coincide.
Yeah, dude, that reminds me a lot of wrestling too. You know, they always have that heroes fall, you know, getting beat the fuck up by the heel.
Right.
Look like they're not going to come back at all, and they come back to a final victory. Except with music on anime, you know, it's great. I've seen some really cool anime edit videos of like fights and stuff like that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I want to have more of them on my channel.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
If I could pay someone to do that, if I could find someone that could just put my music over anime, that'd be cool.
I mean, you got Fiverr. You know, I wouldn't say it would be
Fiverr,
cheap.
they could probably do it.
Yeah, the thing about fucking like video editing is it's not fucking cheap. Like I looked into it and I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's probably not how much I'd be charging too. Because I hate editing my own videos. Like that's why I've thought about outsourcing it. It's a whole nother thing. You know, I got into music to write music and make music, right? So I picked up a guitar and learned how to write words and figured out something to sing. And that's how I wanted to do it. But then I'm like, okay, I got to record myself. So then I had to learn how to produce. And then I was like, well, now I want to put the shit on, or I want to get this sounding good and clear across the whole record. I had to learn how to master. And then I'm like, well, now I need a video. And now I got to learn how to make videos. And I'm like, this is not what I want to do. I just want to write music.
It becomes a responsibility at some point.
And that's what a lot of being an artist now is. Like, how much experience you have with like creating content? Like, you enjoy it? Do you want to do more or less?
I hate it. I hate that social media is so prominent because I'm not a person who feels the need to upload something almost every day like other people. And it's like, I wish I had the drive that other people do when I see their videos on TikTok and they have like hundreds of videos on their shit of content, and it's like, I don't know, I just can't do it.
Yeah,
I'm not that knowledgeable of like video editing on social media and shit, so I don't know the ins and outs.
Like no matter what art form you're doing, like I can imagine actors and comedians and everybody else going through the same shit of like, now it's like, this is what I want to do, but now I have to learn how to do this so people know that I'm doing this,
right? You
know, and
literally
I could definitely give you some tips, because one thing I definitely do, I fucking put out a lot of content. You've probably seen I put out a shitload weekly, and now it's
you're pretty good
ramped up a bit, and there's like a lot of tips and tricks I give you. And one thing I always tell people is I put out more than I consume. So it takes me like 5 minutes at the most to type out a caption, get my hashtags right, and then put the post up. Sometimes I edit the photo or it's a video or whatever. It takes me 5-10 minutes maybe to do that. If I'm doing that, if I'm posting that and doing that 10 minutes per post, I don't consume more than 10 minutes, you know? Even then, I don't even consume more than 3 minutes. Like, I'm not scrolling. I'm not, like, really... A lot of people send me reels. I gotta say it right now. I gotta come out. I gotta say it clean. Don't send me reels. Stop sending me reels. I can't watch if I watched every reel that everybody sent me, I'd literally be scrolling on TikTok and Instagram all day, which is what I try to avoid. I do not like consuming social media. That's what everyone's in circles, going back to full circling to the everyone's in circles meta. We're talking about the cerebro, you know, like you can't just be consuming like other people's lives. You got to live your own life at some point. And there's a lot of people are stuck on this TikTok loop where they're just living other people's lives.
Comparison is the greatest thief of joy.
Yo, I heard it just yesterday. Mike just said it just now. It cannot be any more of a true statement. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Because everyone on social media is like trying to flex like everyone's living their best life. They don't post the bad parts. So their life might look better than yours, but what's really going on in their real life on a day-to-day, or what trials and tribulations that they have to go through to get there that you don't know about.
Are you listening? Are you listening?
That's some motherfucking knowledge for your brain.
Just saying.
That's some bangers.
Let's go. Bars.
Dropping bangers here.
Bangers over here.
These are all going to be clips for TikTok.
I'm telling you. I knew it was going to be a straight fire.
I'm getting knowledgeable on that shit now because I'm going to have plenty to post after this.
Well, listen. Like if you consume and you're doing an average, you know, if you know how to, what's it called? You know, take it little by little.
Right.
I don't know, there's a word. There's a word for it. Commodorate. I don't know. There's a fucking word I'm not thinking of right now. But anyways, if you learn to mediate and minimize the amount of content you consume, and you go live your best life, that's way more valuable in the long run, because you're gonna be more valuable to your friends and family.
Yeah.
You're gonna be more valuable to yourself. You take care of yourself. Go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Go to fucking get your mental health right and everything. Social media, if you consume too much of it, too much of anything is bad, but definitely social media, if you can consume too much of that shit, it'll, you know, it's not gonna be well. It's not gonna go well for you. You're not doing right by yourself. You're living vicariously.
You gotta live life at your own pace.
Right.
Like someone could be like here and you're here, but it's kind of like video games. You're not gonna be on the same level as someone else at the same exact time. You gotta get to that level at a different pace than them. Mm-hmm. They might be at level 50 and they finally made it as an artist, but you're still at level 25, still making albums and whatnot, still trying to get known, but you're trying to be at the level they are. You feel like you should be on the level they are, but you haven't got there yet.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's yeah. Back to comparison. It's a thief of joy.
Right.
Just make sure you were better than you were yesterday, and then
that's it.
All of a sudden,
be your best self, not someone else.
Exactly. And not just that, but not someone else, not who someone else is pretending to be. Like you said earlier.
Yeah. Social
media, everybody's putting the best shit. They don't put the terrible shit. You know, they're not showing you what they have for breakfast. Well, they might be. I don't know. They're not showing you every time they take a shit.
Right.
Yo, I'm taking a shit now. Let's go. TikTok, what's going?
Right.
Yo, so amen. Yeah, hallelujah. Yeah, they're not. You know what I'm saying? They're showing their best life. So don't compare yourself to what someone is just portraying. You know.
Right.
That's the best thing you could take from this conversation today.
A lot of them be faking it, so
yeah,
they could appear like they have a lot, but they really have nothing. But they flexing like they do.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much like the end of like the real questions. That's a great note to end on. Like Limbo said, church, hallelujah, bring it. We're dropping bars all day. Wait for the content to drop from this. But
many facts dropped in this podcast.
So many. Yeah, I might even render this to audio and release it as like a podcast. I might even do that. I don't even know if that's possible as like a music artist thing. Does I have to do a whole thing? We'll see.
That'd be cool.
Maybe just a SoundCloud. I know I could do it on SoundCloud. We'll see. Anyway, it'd be a cool first episode of the podcast. If you're listening, welcome to the first episode of the podcast. It's called me and Automatica named it. It's called The In-Between.
Oh.
Because look, this is the concept I was thinking is a lot of artists you'll hear like, okay, they grew up in, you know, Fort Worth, and then they released their number one hit song on this day. I was like, whoa, what have I want to know, what do they do? Where was the grind? When did the grind happen? And the point of what I want to do, I want to talk to people who are in the grind, who are in the thick of it, doing the thing, getting better every day, putting out music and putting out art, you know. And it's the in-between. It's the part you never hear about. Like, you know, everybody hears about the success and they hear about, you know, the upbringing, but nobody ever hears about the grind that it takes to get there. You know, I think that's the most important part, you know?
That's true.
And I listen to a lot of podcasts like with mostly musicians, but recently a director, the director of Birdman. And, you know, it's the same thing, you know, like, and read books. You know, I read Stone Cold Steve Austin's book and Shawn Michaels' book, and I remember after I read Shawn Michaels' book, it was like, yeah, I was really interested in wrestling. I went to school here. Then my parents gave me money to train, so I went to training. I'm like, whoa, hold up, like what? But where did the work come in? Like, we want to hear about I want to know about the work. Like, what was it, you know, like, I'm sure he said something about his favorite wrestler, but I feel like there's just more work and more to the in between.
Oh yeah.
You know, and you know, I could put the B in between, but put like B-tween, you know, like b-nign. You know?
Oh yeah.
We're still working it out. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out. Last thing I want to ask, Mike, do you have any upcoming events, shows, plugs? What's going on? What's the future for Mike Khaos right now, other than us recording a song immediately after we finish the stream?
I'm pretty sure I have a show next month at the Halton Theater. I don't know exactly what day, but I'm pretty sure it's either the first or second week of June.
You see it right over.
It's going to be a big ass showcase. It's going to be plenty of artists there that are actually talented. It's going to be an all-day event. I believe I'm performing around 7:30. So that will be really fun. It will be nice to network with a lot of people in the city because there's going to be so many different artists there, so many different fans there that's going to come out and show love. So be there or be square. New stuff coming out. I have a song in the works that will probably drop soon.
Ooh.
I just need the time to record it and get the sound right. I want to start working on an album. But, you know, with the baby on the way, I've been kind of distracted.
That's the big news. That's the big news.
That's the big news. I'm going to be a dad, y'all.
You
I'm
heard
going to
it
be
here.
somebody's daddy.
Announced publicly today.
At 27 years old.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm really excited to raise a mini Khaos.
Let's go. You already know we're going to be... You already know
Thank
we're
you.
going to be a killer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Two people's daddy. Uh-oh. Who's the second?
Wait, what? I know. Wait, what?
Who's
Two
the
people's
second?
daddy. Who is the second? Oh, Two People's Daddy. He's a freestyle king. Two People's Daddy.
Oh my God.
I'm like, Memo said congrats.
Oh,
Your girl.
okay.
Oh.
I'll take it. Y'all.
She's like, you dumb shits. Oh, we're
my
sorry.
God.
Look at this. She literally said you dumb.
Thank you,
We're
Limbo.
sorry.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Limbo with the positivity. Yo,
Yeah.
yo, you know what? You made me. With your permission, I want to add a new sound alert. I want just a phony. Like, imagine that as a sound alert on here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please. Yes.
There we go. So you heard it now. Soon I'm gonna have a sound alert so people can hit that in. Phony. You already know.
Right.
Secondhand embarrassment word Charlotte. Period. Yeah. Okay.
Period.
Leave us alone. Okay. We're just out here doing our best, living our best life.
Right.
Okay. Live on Twitch, having a good old time.
But yes, the next thing I drop, I want to make sure it is done right. I want to try and market it correctly. I want it to be heard. I don't want to just drop it and then expect people to listen to it.
Yep. Hey, we're gonna make that happen. I got tips and tricks for you. After this, I'll give you a little template to work with.
Okay.
You can focus some easy content and whatever you want to do. But yeah, dude, I'm super excited to hear that next release. Super excited to see if you're in Fort Worth, if you're in the area next month. Look it up. You see Mike Khaos handle up here. It's up there on it's over there on Instagram and Facebook's the same handle.
Yeah, Mike Khaos, capital K, baby.
Let's go. So
You know where to find me.
go find him, keep up with him, follow him, and I mean like really follow him. Like keep your eyes, don't sleep.
Don't sleep. Because there's a lot of big things happening around the city.
You already know.
They didn't expect me to rap with Token, and I did.
Let's go.
They didn't expect me to be on Instagram Live with Royce the 5'9", and I did.
Yo,
They didn't expect me to be on stage with an artist from Tech Nine's label, and I did. And this was all in the last 6 months.
the last 6 months, not even a year. Do you hear what's
Not
happening?
even.
Y'all hear this, right? Look, she's about to call AIHR.
Oh my
Don't
God.
stalk Mike Khaos, but
Right.
do follow him.
I've done all these big things, but you let me know when I make one of these lists, these top 10 lists. Is it ever going to happen?
Let's go. We'll find out.
Right.
He said who from Tech?
Who from
Actually,
Tech? It was Ubiquitous.
Ubiquitous.
UB from Cess Crew.
Again, you look at Mike's thing. I don't know if you're following him already.
It's all
but
on my Instagram.
Yeah, it's
it's
all on
all
Instagram.
there.
If you ain't following
That's
him,
why I'm really finna get on it. Now that I have content that I've done that's actually kind of big, and I work with artists that are actually big, I
Right.
can exploit that.
Yes, exactly.
Exploit for more views.
You already know. You already know. People are gonna
I can
recognize
push
the face
that, right? And people are gonna recognize me from that.
day after day.
And people were hating on that because they phony.
Oh
In comparison is the greatest thief of joy because they don't know all the steps that I took to get to those moments. You might see the good things, but you didn't see what happened in between.
the between. Let's go. Shit, let's go. That's the perfect way to end it. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Painted, Limbo, Bowser, Automoniker. I'll see you next week. Automoniker will be here next week on the podcast-ish live interview type thing that I'm just now starting on Twitch.